I'm going to read a poem, a 1916 poem, but it's called The Countermanding Order. I was brought up on a lot of nationalist rhetoric. My mother was a friend of Alice Milligan's, and one of the very first poems I learned was Alice Milligan's when I was a little girl in a garden playing, and there's this, I knew it off by heart, you know, wished she were a boy and a good deal older, able to walk for miles with a gun on her shoulder. And so I was very excited around 1966 when we watched Insurrection on TV and all of that. And very sorry that my grandfather, who'd gone off to fight in the rebellion, was turned back by the Countermanding Order. But I kind of wondered even then how my grandmother felt about it. So this is just a meditation on that. I just have there's a few little bits of folklore in the family, and just stitched them together. The Countermanding Order, 1916. And my young grandmother, what of her? Was she too dejected? No documentary evidence exists. My mother, too young at 7 months to remember herself, used to tell us. She heard the horse and trap in the yard again and could not believe her ears. What was my grandmother doing? Did she clear away a half-eaten Easter dinner, talking distractedly to her 2 little boys as she scraped jelly from a glass bowl? Did she mix feed for hens or pigs, or wonder about bringing cattle in for milking? Did she pray or take out her handwork? Was she putting the baby down for her rest? Only hours earlier in the swept farmyard, she had said goodbye to her husband of 6 years, her exiled lover of 7 more, whose letters had been carried in steamships across Caribbean and Atlantic tides. On this Sunday morning, had they embraced as he headed for the muster at Dungannon, as he enjoined her to bring up the children as good Catholics and good Irish men and Irish women? My mother in old age was to remark with a raised eyebrow, wasn't it cool of them all the same? Now, as the trap clattered in through the gate and the horse, rebel, halted in his familiar place, did my young grandmother wipe her hands in her apron? Did she rush to the door? Although the rising had been called off, although the great cause seemed lost again, did her heart not rejoice?